Hello, hello, hello. It is a wonderful evening here and real quiet right now out here. It's really, really nice. I'm sitting on the wire wine self-made Douglas fir tree lounge chair. And it's really, really awesome. Awesome atmosphere. I really infinitely enjoy this, and I'm infinitely grateful for it, for every moment that is wonderful, for every moment that is peaceful in nature, with a werewolf in the forest. No, I'm just kidding, but I heard stories about werewolves. Supposedly true stories. So that's something for Halloween, which is coming up again. So I'll have to dig up a couple of those things for Halloween. It's always fun to tell paranormal stories. But I like to tell paranormal stories at any time. Summertime, Christmas time, my birthday, anytime. Easter time. Doesn't matter. Okay, so they're always relevant because the world we live in is definitely not just three-dimensionally constructed, and it is not linear, it is not finite, and it does not only consist of materials that you can touch and feel with your fingertips, okay, like the wire wine under me and the Douglas fir tree and the resin from the Douglas fir tree, which is very ethereal actually, but it is palpable, it is tactile in character, and it is something that seems to be solid, right? But when you look into the molecular structure, when you look into the subatomic structure, when you look into the ether, okay, which, if you go further and further into the microcosmos and you look at it like millions and millions of times magnified, then you go into the ether. Okay, so the ether is the subatomic of the subatomic. So that is the space of where the material becomes energy, where material is obviously no longer just material, it is also the ether. So, and I have that in my hair, in my eyebrows, in my sweater, in my skin, in my boots, in my pants, in the wire wine, in the cement, on the ground, everywhere you look, where you think that is something solid. If you zoom in, you will see that it contains the ether. And Helena Petrovna Blavatsky talked about this in her books. Long before science caught up. Long before. I mean, like 150 years before science caught up. And the scientists won't even mention her name because they're just too much in their egos. So it's sad. I want to hear these people mention her name because she is the first one who had the courage to dive into that subject. Helena Petrovna Blavatsky was a mega genius. Okay, that's a fact. Mega genius. So genius you have no idea. I would say she was, I don't know, almost up there with Elon Musk, or at least halfway to it. Okay, so an IQ of 500, something like that. Elon Musk has an IQ of over 1,000. That's what I believe. So, I mean, with that kind of IQ, can you imagine what you can create? So Helena didn't create anything. She was a writer, but she was a writer of epic things. I mean, of things that were completely unheard of during her time in the 1800s and even today still. So I'm very gradually, sluggishly reading her books, the Secret Doctrine books. And I want to read all of her books that she has written that are all on EPUB, in ebook form. So those are public domain books. They belong to the antique libraries, and Project Gutenberg has those available for you. I don't know if you can get it on Kindle. I couldn't get those on Kindle for a very, very long time. Maybe that changed now. I don't know, because Jeff Bezos wants people to buy books. He doesn't want them to get them for free from a non-profit. So, but then I bought Walmart tablets, the really cheap ones, and they are compatible with Project Gutenberg and with EPUB and with all of these formats and with the e-reader that's free. Read Era, okay? It's a free, wonderful, people have created it. They put it out there for people to use for free. Fantastic. Amazing people that are out there, and we should really appreciate these people that are putting out the things out there for free for us. We should really appreciate them and really take time to thank them in a video like this one, or you go out there, you find their contact and you thank them for their work. Okay, so same with the English non-profit group AdBlock Plus. Okay, I am expressing my deepest gratitude to them and to Read Era and to every single person that puts free things out there for us to use. Okay, so they're not profiting from it like Jeff Bezos with his mega yachts and all of that. And that's, Jeff Bezos is how the majority of people are, and they don't even, they're so hyped up and so taken up with wealth and with prestige and all of this, which is, in my opinion, not even prestige. I mean, if you want to talk about something that is elite, that is something that is elite, the word comes from like elevated. Yeah, something elite was a god in the antiquity. So Helena talks about that God also, and Paul talked about that God. That's one of the gods, and Jehovah is another god. So I think that Jehovah is coming from the Jewish, the Israeli direction and lineage, and elite is coming from another lineage. There are different lineages that have created gods all the time throughout the last hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. Okay, so millions of years. I don't know when it actually started with the creation of gods, with the creating of gods. They created gods like hand puppets. Okay, so and they made them in their image. And some of them made gods in the image of animals, and I appreciate those much more. So there are some amazing gods, like the Sphinx, for example, that I think the Sphinx is a god, and that was modeled after a very large Siamese cat. And they have been around for a long time also. Those are amazing beings, okay. The naked cats with a very elongated muzzle, very elegant beings are those. They almost look like they came here with an ET spaceship. But I don't think they did. They were bred in that direction by people who thought that looks elegant. So that's how it goes. Yeah, and the Doberman, so, and the Tito-Haxel, I don't know exactly, I can't remember those South Native American names. Tito-Haxel, Huxley Haxel, South American naked dog. So that also looks very much like the naked cat, the Siamese cat. They look very similar. At some point they're probably able to breed with each other. If the selective breeding keeps going on and on and on indefinitely, then if they breed them so that they look identical at some point. And then who knows, they might decide to breed and mistake each other for the same breed, and who knows. At this point they're probably not going to breed, but the baby dog sees a cat as an enemy combatant actually, not as a potential mate. But who knows how it goes in the future, so you can breed you and your offspring to look like an ET humanoid, okay, or any being, or an ET Sphinx cat, any. Yeah, we can revert back to 4 legs, become like a horse. I mean, we can become like a whale. We can become like a mermaid, which is a fictional character, right? That does not exist in real life, a mermaid. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a mermaid has the upper body of a human with hair and everything. And that would not work in the water, because hair is not slick in the way that, it's not aqua dynamic. So it will actually stop the speed of the swimming, the hair. And it will get caught up and stuff, and so that would never work. So your Barbie doll with the fish fin, that would eventually get caught up in seaweed with the hair and all of that, and the plastic fingernails and all of that. So no. The actual, what I would call, comes closest to what people imagine to be a mermaid that evolved in the ocean, that evolved from a fish-eating land animal like an otter, okay? And the Pakicetos, let's get real with this, Okay, I don't know if the Pakicetus was the only fish-eating mammal, like a kind of like a dog. Pakicetus was like a dog, but a little smaller than a baby dog. And that one that evolved in Pakistan, it developed fins. And you can see when you look at the dog's feet and you gently spread the toes apart, you see that they have much more fin material in there. So, the webbed skin between the fingers, okay, we don't have that very much. Not, I would say we don't have that at all. Maybe just a little bit, but that's not an evolved fin in that sense. That just causes more elasticity. But the dogs, they have a little bit more fin between the fingers, between the toes, and then with that they can paddle better. And the Pakicetus had a whole lot more. And with that, the Pakicetus was able to swim better and faster and catch fish. And then the ones that had that, they proliferated better, they survived, they ate enough, and so that's how it goes. Survival of the fittest, it's a fact, okay? But I am not denying that there are other factors in this weird world that play in as well. Yes. Oh yeah, you got the tennis ball. You got the tennis ball. Oh my God. You got the tennis ball. You got it. He has to entertain himself because nobody else entertains him. Yes, they have to run a lot. They have to exercise. Yes, where's the tennis ball? Where is it? Go find it. Go get it. Go get it. Yeah, go get it. Go get the ball. Yes. That ball came over here from another dog. From another dog who had that. That is a specifically made tennis ball for dogs with rubber and all of that on it. It looks like an expensive toy, and suddenly it was in our garden. So I have OCD with those kind of things, but it had been raining on it for a long time, so I'm okay with it now. I just don't want this in the house, and I don't want to touch it. And if I touch it, I will have to wash my hands with clay and a lot of water. That's just how I am with my OCD. It's not fun. It really isn't. But I feel very relaxed right now here outside. It feels really, really good. The sun is gradually going down. And that is the wrong terminology as always. The sun is not going down. The earth is rotating. Yeah. Let's keep it scientific, okay? Yes, that is a nice toy. That is a nice toy. But there are also real tennis balls all over the place that Paul gave the baby dog. And they don't last at all. Real tennis balls for an Amstaff, I don't recommend it because it's just a waste of money. Because these tennis balls get slashed in one bite, but not just punctured, but completely slashed, like slashed wide open, where you can look into the tennis ball and see how it's made. So, and then you can't really play ball fetch anymore with those, because then these tennis balls, they're kind of like really sluggish. They don't even throw very far then. So the plant behind me, I finally found out what it is. I did some research at the other house. It is called ragwort. 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 and it smells really, really good. It smells amazing, and I made myself a foot bath with that the other week, when the last time we were here, and it felt so incredibly good on my skin and relaxing. I made a video about this, and it is indeed a medicinal plant. So it is also listed as a poisonous plant, but as with almost all poisonous plants, they're also medicinal if you use them in very moderate and very cautious amounts. So I have made tea with this here already last week when I didn't know that it was a poisonous plant. I was playing Russian roulette again, but I figured it can't be that poisonous, and no, it's not. Okay, so if you take about a small handful of that stuff, you put it into a thermos cup, you pour boiling water on it, and you drink it over the day. That doesn't hurt anyone. I wouldn't drink that every day, but one time is okay. And it lowers blood sugar, it cures diabetes. It does all kinds of things. It is anti-carcinogenic, okay? It gets rid of tumors. I mean, it's amazing. Almost all plants are actually anti-carcinogenic. The pharma industry does not want you to know that, okay, for obvious monetary reasons, because they want you to go to the hospital where you get poisoned and where you get cut open. Okay, I just the other day at the other house, I was researching stuff and I came across this one free movie also, some kind of B movie made with, I guess, Mid-Journey or one of these video maker AIs or something, but that movie was made for teenagers in the United States who have no idea what they are watching, and it is made to brainwash them into thinking that they have to have their uterus removed. It's like, whoa, I cannot imagine if someone made a movie like this when I was 13. That person would be incarcerated for that. To tell teenagers, I mean, in such a sneaky, brainwashing way, that they should have their uterus removed. What a horror show has this become here in the United States. What a horror. And it just goes to show how much leverage the medical, the surgeons, the surgical, the pharmaceutical industries have on. They already have both feet in the door in medical studies and medical universities. That already started like way back already in the 50s and 60s. They just got their complete leverage there because they have so much money. And then they basically prevented holistic medicine from ever setting foot at the universities, which is a tragedy, of course. And then they also indoctrinated religious people, and as they always do, they use something religious and that is totally unrelated, and they link that up with, they condition people that way. They link that up with something that they want people to believe. They'll link up Jesus with hating solar panels. Let me make this very crystal clear. If you told Jesus over 2,000 years ago in Palestine how things are gonna become in 2,000 years, he would have he would have done this, oh my God, he would have said, this is not good. This is very troubling for him, okay? So because he wanted to make the world a better place. And someone would have said, and they will use your name to link up hating solar panels. Believe it or not. He would have been so mad about this, you have no idea. Because Jesus Christ would be so 100 million% on board with Elon Musk, with Donald Trump, with DeSantis, with Tucker Carlson, with solar panels, with making the world better, with freedom of speech, all of that, okay? That's who Jesus was, right? Always will be, until he merges with the infinite cosmos, okay? That will take a while, because he's not there yet. Elon Musk is the one that is going to merge with the infinite cosmos, but most people could never wrap their head around that one, because they have been so indoctrinated against Elon Musk. When we tell people that our dog's name is Elon, the vast majority of people have a very sour, bitter look on their faces. I mean, it goes to the point where sometimes I just want to say, his name is Baby Dog, and there is no other name. That doesn't feel so good, does it? No. That's like, here I want to cater to the corporate agenda with this? With my fear of people's negative reactions? No. I'm going to say his name is Elon Musk. No, his name is not Elon Musk. His name is Elon, and we named him after Elon Musk, after the great, super, ultra, fantastic Elon Musk. Because Elon Musk is fantastic. That's why, okay? And Paul rightly said, I'm not going to conceal that. I'm going to tell everyone his name is Elon. And I'm going to call him Elon in front of other people, at the cemetery, at the parks, and so on. And if they look funny, that's their problem, okay? And I fully agree with him. Okay? That's other people's problems. If they have no spine, that they let the corporate agenda brainwash them, well, then that's their problem. That's not my problem. Because I'm not brainwashed. Okay, I know who is good and who is not good. I see the problematic people, and I see the people who want to make the world a better place. I see it very clearly. Okay? I've been thinking about my mother a lot lately. And I think that all the problems between my mother and me were based on misunderstandings. Yeah. And that's infinitely sad. All of that. I'm infinitely sorry for that. But I'm glad that my mother doesn't have to suffer anymore. Okay. She made it. She made it through that life. Okay. That was a harsh life. Very harsh. She's been through the Second World War. Okay. She told us all about it. She said everyone was skin and bones, not just Jewish people. Everyone. Every single person, every academic, every school teacher, every lawyer, every dentist, they couldn't even really practice their profession. Everyone was impoverished. And everyone looked like Nikola Tesla. Okay? And that's a fact. Except for the farmers And they took full advantage of that situation, most of them. I'm sure there were good Samaritan farmers as well, but these people are always rare. They have always been rare. I'm sure there were farmers that would rescue animals and dogs and horses and children and poor people. And a good Samaritan farmer would have taken Nikola Tesla into their farm, into their home. They would have given him a house or some kind of cabin or something to live in and do his experimentations, and they would have given him food, and they would not have let him starve to death. So, but the vast majority of the German farmers took full advantage of the Second World War, of the depression, of the poverty, of people not having food. And the farmers had the food, and they would sell a handful of butter for a Persian rug. And they were like flowing over with Persian rugs, and jewelry and you name it. So it's very decadent, to say the least. But that seems to be the human nature. And look what's happening again. Okay, it's happening again. You see it, when the virus first broke out, you could clearly see, if you follow the news, the kind of advantage that people took, that entire nations were taking. People were hoarding things away from others so that they can jack the prices up. That's the human nature. That's the human ape. That's the greed ape, and it's sad. And this is genetic. That's not because of childhood trauma. Those kind of things. So violence is genetic also. Greed, violence, selfishness, that's genetic. And childhood trauma doesn't make it better, of course. It makes it worse. But there are plenty of people out there that do horrible things, and they didn't even have such a bad childhood. Okay, and there are other people who had a horrendous childhood, like Elon Musk, and they are out there, good Samaritans, trying to rescue the whole world, rescue this planet, and rescue the human greed ape. The human greed ape has not even deserved that, and nobody appreciates him ever. Okay, and it makes me infinitely sad. Yes. What is happening now? What is going on? What is it? What? What is happening now? Yes. Yes. It is pretty boring. Yes, I have to agree to that. So I'm gonna end this video now with a very special number, and I will announce it when the number comes up. And until then, I want us to meditate for a few seconds. There's the number, 3333. And with that special number, the Blue God protects us. Okay, and if you tune in, and if you meditate, then you are attuned, and then you see the things for what they are, and then you can feel compassion, and that's how we make the world a better place. And we need to say how we feel to other people, not hold it back. Okay. Peace and love for all living beings.